scored 100 points so far this season itong Bulacan. As third quarter underway.
I think they have once against Sarangani, 111.
Oh, right, you're right.
111-148. That was the lone game that they got to 100.
Pero
Ibang klase naman yun.
tinalo naman sila, 37 points. And in the process, Sarangani got the record for most points in a game with 148.
Oh man. Up close against the reeling defense of CELSO. ACUNO misses.
Marlon Espirito, Gino Humawas, Marlon Monte, Joseph CELSO, and JR Sumido, the unit for the Bulacan Kuyas. CELSO at the block, turnaround jumper, left it short.
No way that shot was gonna go in. Shot was too flat. Didn't have that lift. JAYVEE.
That one rolling out, another offensive rebound by Reggie Boy Basibas. Could not finish point blank. Si Mark Doligon, RYUSEI KOGA, Reggie Boy Basibas, JAYVEE de la CRUZ at ACUNO naman ang nasa loob sa panig ng Imus.
Same play. This is the exact same play that they ran earlier.
Monte jacks up a free, actually a long two-pointer. So 63-50.
Very same play that they run. Weak side stagger with a shuffle cut. And then that elevator option na pinuntahan nila towards that basket. Reggie Boy Basibas sticks it back.
Nobody boxing out Reggie Boy Basibas. Imus now has 7 offensive rebounds. Still an 11-point advantage for Bulacan. Searching for their 4th victory. They're 3-18 right now itong Bulacan. Leaning to the left was Sumido, but can't hit the jumper. 2 minutes gone by in the 3rd period. At the elbow, ACUNO.
Flex.
Doligon, niluwa. ACUNO inside, another end one opportunity coming up.
ACUNO with a left-hand finish right there inside the paint after that little flex action. They didn't wait for that lift by RYUSEI KOGA on the other end. Instead, they went directly to Mark Doligon and he misses. And ACUNO right there for the recovery and the finish.
I was highlighting, Coach Mike, yung naging talo ng Imus kontra sa Davao. They lost that game by 27 points.
Yes.
Sorry, by 23 points. 88-65.
Right.
The reason I said that is right now, like I mentioned, sila yung magkakadikit sa team standings to. Imus, Davao Occidental, Sarangani, and Cebu. And Davao, because of that big win, they have the higher quotient in the event na let's say silang tatlo ng Sarangani yung tabla-tabla. Mas mataas yung naging winning margin nitong Davao. So sila yung well, pag sila yung tabla-tabla, sila yung aangat dun sa 10th spot.
That's
if that
right.
happens.
That's right.
Itong free throw na ito ay atid sa atin ng Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
And in their last 4 games, itong Imus, they've never really shot that ball well from 3, except for that game against Ilagan where they shot 13 off 34 makes, which is really the most 3-pointers that they made so far in a game. But when you look at the other numbers in their last 5 games, it pretty much just shows you the struggle from 3. And as I look at the numbers, mostly for the teams and all of the teams, if you're a team in a game, you're not shooting really good from 3, and you're not making half of your free throw attempts, you're gonna lose the game. And which is pretty much the very same pattern in the last 5 games para dito sa Imus. Because in that win against Bacolod that they won by 18, they shot the ball really well from 3. They had what 10 3-pointers in that game, and they missed only 7 free throws.
At nabanggit na rin natin, yung Cebu humahabol din. And Imus lost to Cebu just recently by 13 points.
Yeah.
So kung makatabla rin nila yung Cebu, sila yung dehado sa quotient.
At saka mahirap ang Cebu. If you're gonna go up against Cebu later in the playoffs, you have to remember, if these guys make the playoffs, they are gonna do everything in their will to try and get, kahit na gaano pa kahirap yan, trying to get into the finals, the national finals this season, because those guys play with a lot of pride.
Yeah.
Diba? And mahirap kalaban ng ganon. Na no quit, just keeps battling it out. Another bad outlet right there for ACUNO.
Although the schedule of Cebu is also not easy. I believe they also have Nueva Ecija still remaining on their skid. Pero binanggit na natin na pagkatapos itong laban nila against Bulacan as SUMIDO drains that jumper, puro above 500 teams na yung mga kalaban nila with the exception of Basilan. Pero yung Basilan lumalaban din yun kasi kabilang din sila sa division nila and they're trying to climb up at least, well, realistically, pwede pa silang number 6. Pero ayaw mo rin kasi na sa 9 and 10 ka lang kasi that's poor situation na yun.
I agree. I mean, you make 9 or 10, that I feel is the toughest route to get to the finals, let alone win a championship, right? And so you gotta go through a very narrow path, and once you get there, there's this huge giant team that's waiting for you in the South. Sa South, di pa natin alam kung sino magna-number 1 dahil halos pukpukan rin yung labanan dyan sa top 4 Quezon, Zamboanga, Binyan, Rizal, Jensan, those guys have very close numbers. And it's too early to say kung sino ang magiging, top team natin pagdating dyan sa South. Lalo na kung sa North ka mapupunta dahil I'm pretty sure you don't wanna meet Abra, Nueva Ecija or San Juan very early in the playoffs.
And just to recap our viewers, so outright in the playoffs na, yung 1-6, 7, 8, 9, 10 play-in. Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. That was a great setup job. Papunta naman kay ACUNO. Going back, Coach Mike, 7 and 8, at least, kung matalo ka man doon, meron ka pang isa.
May isa ka pa, that's right.
Unlike if you're at the 9 and 10 spot, if you lose, that's gonna be it.
Yeah, it's win or go home. Once you get 9 or 10, and there's the margin for error is very small, if none, for teams in the 9 and 10.
And we have a timeout after this basket again by Mark Doligon, who is top scoring for Imus with 18 points, but they're still behind by 8, 69-61 with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the third period. On Golden Coolers. Happy to have you with us here on a Friday afternoon. Ken Pangilinan po, kasama si Coach Mike Perez. And at courtside, we have Miss Mika Abisamis. Ito yung ating first game labang ng Imus at Bulacan. Under 3 minutes left in the third period. Bulacan holding on to this 8-point lead. RYUSEI KOGA pass to KINT ARIAR. Former Letran Knight pivots his way inside. It will roll out.
A drop step. Pretty much a good finish. Pero ayaw pa rin talagang makabutas. Kahit na gano'n ang kalapit. Samantalang itong Bulacan, kahit na tumitira sa labas, pumupukol at pumapasok. Matter of fact, they're 7 of 16 right now from 3-point region. Itong Bulacan, which is very high, 40-45%.
So a free earlier from Rancer Serrano, who did not even suit up in the first half. Now he gets the rebound as well. 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Bulacan still holding on to a double-digit advantage. Sumido, natakasan yung depensa ni JAYVEE de la Cruz. ACOP, 9 on the shot clock na agaw ni RYUSEI KOGA. De la Cruz, he attacks, and the layup is good for JAYVEE de la Cruz.
A little bit of aggressiveness rather that time around for JAYVEE. The team is down by 9 with a minute and 20 remaining here in the third. Same play. They've been running this for the most part here in this game.
Sumido took his time, fading away. SABELLINA tried to get the offensive rebound. At least he gave Bulacan another possession with his effort.
No, I didn't like that shot by Sumido. Meantime, we'll see this fast break right here and the little hesi by JAYVEE before attacking that right side for that finish.
Fast for the game brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme Magpalamig, free installation for split-type air conditioners.
And the reason why I say I didn't like that shot by JR Sumido earlier was he had that smaller player in JAYVEE de la Cruz on him on the post. Good finish. Mark DOLIGON. Well, if there's any consolation, you're getting 20 points from Mark DOLIGON in this game.
Baba sa 7 ang lamang, 72-65.
Is Imus within striking distance of snatching this away from Bulacan? The answer is yes. It really depends on them on how they close out this match.
ACOP with a jumper just inside the arc.
He's been pretty consistent. He's 4 out of 6 from the field. That's 60%. Pretty good.
KOGA bounce pass. Great cut from Rick Kaunan to beat the buzzer, and Imus find themselves behind by 7 heading into the 4th. PBL elevator hydration.
Well, at the very least, you're getting Mark DOLIGON to score 20 here in this game. But again, the ball movement has been pretty solid para dito sa Bulacan. And the defense, I feel, has not really tied it up para dito sa Imus. Mark's been
daw talaga magkakatalo in the next rounds, lalo pag may opensa ang big man. And it's so nice that they have former Ginebra player in the PBA and Magnolia in the PBL wingman coach Mike Orquillas as part of their staff. Lately daw puro shooting siya with the bigs. He said laki kasi ng potential ni ARIAR, may shooting and drive pa. Kumbaga bukod lang sa backcourt ba, para naman daw may dagdag lang kay Doligon, lalo at wala pa si Caspe at recovering pa si JAYVEE de la Cruz. Sabi naman sa akin ng mga players, alam mo, ito si Coach Mike, sumasabay pa rin sa amin yan sa skill work, sprinting, planting rice at scrimmages, teaching them positioning and reads at 55. Today though, kailangan pa natin makita yung pinag-uusapan nilang shooting. Ken, Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Mika. And those two guys you mentioned, si KINT ARIAR sa si Reggie Boy Basibas, arguably their most versatile players because they got the size, the length, and like Mika mentioned, they have the potential to shoot from the outside. And alam mo, nakakatuwa rin binanggit ni Mika sa report niya si Coach Mike Orquillas. I remember him. Okay, i-reveal ko na po yung edad ko, pero sige. I remember him. He was playing for Ginebra. He was part of that team. Sila Bal David, Marlo Aquino, Vince Hizon. And he was the guy. He was a lefty.
yes.
And he had a good size for a wing. Here he is. Taas pa yung mga, may ganda rin, nakataas pa dun sa upuan yung kanyang mga braso. But I remember he was that guy that always came off the bench and provided a spark, whether it's him driving the basket or taking those outside shots. And he didn't play a lot of minutes, but he was that guy na pag may kailangan kang bantayan on the wing, on the opposing players. Like for example, ang madalas sila makalaban dyan sa Alaska, KD, I'm sure, pinantayan niya during that time. Si Mike yun si Coach Mike Orquillas yun
But what I remember about Mike is his reach, no? Kanina sinasabi mo yung kamay niya, yung braso niya nakaangat doon sa mga upuan. Feeling ko kung ini-stretch niya yun, baka 3 silya sa haba ng reach. I think that's one of the reasons why he's been assigned to defending against, some of the top scorers back when he was playing. And kaliwete pa, kontrapelo yung galaw, no? Na very unpredictable yung yung stance at yung kilos niya pagdating sa depensa. That's what I clearly remember about Mike.
Saka nung time na yun, very rare yung those types of players.
Yes.
Yung may shooting, tapos mahaba, kayang dumepensa ng mga kagaya nga ni Commissioner Kenneth Doremdes, Vergel Meneses for a time. Yan yung mga binabantayan niya during those years that he was playing.
I agree.
And just like that, Imus draws to within 1, 74-73.
Which to me is kind of expected come the fourth quarter. These guys, I feel, would understand, you know, it's time to turn on the Jets here in the fourth quarter. And so far, they've been, you know, doing really good. Down 1 and with an opportunity to get the upper hand here in this possession.
RYUSEI KOGA.
There you go.
Another one. Diyan sila naging successful Diyan sa empty pick and roll between KOGA and KINT ARIAR. And now they take the lead, 75-74.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, KINT ARIAR is one of those very deadly ghost screener guys that would slip that screen and finish off without even putting the ball on the floor. And the passes are crispier, the cuts too.
This is the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Timeout Bulacan. Ito yung sinasabi namin nasa Imus pagkatapos nung laban nila dito sa Bulacan, puro mabibigat. August 19, Nueva Ecija. August 23, Pasig City. August 30, kalaban ng Basilan Star Horse.
Oh, mabigat yan. Well, right now, Nueva Ecija is at number 2. Pasig is also trying to chase at least for the number 4 spot, which is a pretty much open race. 4 teams situated number 4 and all the way to number 9 para dito sa North.
Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. And just a quick shout out to, well, all the way from Las Vegas. Jeboy Adrian of Team Bullies. And happy birthday to Edre Escoto. And also shout out to Boss JR Navarro. And I'm sure you guys are enjoying your stay there in the US. And well, speaking of being in the US, syempre, we're almost a month removed from that impressive showing of Senator Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, here we go.
At 46 years old, grabe, Even though it was a draw, still, going up against a prime Mario Barrios was an impressive feat in itself, as we see KINT ARIAR score 10-0 run being employed here by the Imus Brotherhood.
And I'm sure itong part na to, hindi na ito draw. 10-0 tinakbo kagad dito ng Imus. And so, ito na nga pinag-usapan natin kanina. Kung gustong umiscore, kaya naman. Kung gustong depensahan, kaya rin naman. Both ng Imus.
Etong Bulacan, mahigit 4 na minuto nang hindi nakakapuntos.
Somehow, these are runs that's tough to explain.
Play the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Very easy, just a couple of dribbles, spin going baseline, and straight up, fader on the right dunker spot. And the reason that I say this is it's tough to explain is that you've been leading all the way. You've been shooting roughly about close to 50% for the most part of the game. And then you go on a, 4-minute scoreless run? That's tough. And you allow the opponents to score 10 points on you without even, responding back.
So isipin mo, Coach Mike, 61 points sila nung first 2 quarters. Here in the second half, they've only have 13 points total. And we're almost at the halfway point already of the 4th period.
And Bulacan is 28th when it comes to points per game. Roughly about close to 72 points. And for them to get 71 at the end of 3 quarters, it's already an achievement. It tells you, boy, these guys are shooting the ball really well. But, you know, last minutes that you've been scoreless, you know, sometimes you really just can't explain these things.
That time though, Gino Humawas got fouled. The proud Zamboangueño will shoot 2 free throws, former University of the East Red Warrior. As they trail by 3, 77-74.
This game has really more implications for Imus than it is Bulacan. Yeah, Bulacan is really just to finish with, you know, a lot of pride closing out games this season.
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Oo, mas may pressure na manalo para dito sa Imus, no? Kasi sila may pinaglalabanan pa dito eh.
Tsaka nakaabang sa next game itong Davao. Tinitingnan ko na magiging resulta nito. Kasi kung ikaw ang Davao, dikit nga kayo ng Imus, pero pababa rin yung laro nitong Muntinlupa Cagers, which is, this is the very first time that they've gone below below 500. First time.
Rick Kaunan with a basket, 2-possession ball game. Imus with a 4-point lead. 4:30 left in the 4th. Monte. He's now posting up the much bigger Mark Doligon, but no problem.
Pinostehan ni Marlon si Mark.
Sabi ko sa iyo kahit pa siya yung mas maliit
Palag pa
pakiramdam
rin.
niya siya yung mas malaki.
Palag talaga Elevator.
Doligon laban kay Humawas sa poste, KINT ARIAR. Look at Marlon Monte.
That's
able
clearly
to
offensive.
slide his feet to draw that charge. Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Ganda ng pagkaka-finish on that play.
Chance to tie or retake the lead if you're the Cuyas. Less than 4 minutes left in the 4th. Espiritu against RYUSEI KOGA. SABELLINA receives the pass. Puts the ball on the floor against KINT ARIAR. Humawas drives. Doligon able to shut him down. 6 seconds on their shot clock. Espiritu. Nothing really happening on that offense of Bulacan.
Literally, there was nothing in there. That pass wasn't supposed to be there. There wasn't that roller. And then Mark taking the 3 misses.
ARIAR with a layup. KINT ARIAR with 16 points. Approaching 3 minutes in the 4th. Bulacan who had their biggest lead at 14 points in the first half. They now find themselves trying to catch up against Imus. Sumido really silent here in the 4th. Stepping back. That shot will not work for JR Sumido.
Sumido got to take over if they want to come up with a win here. You cannot defer to the other guys. If you want to come up with a win, if you're Bulacan, JR's got to take control.
JAYVEE de la CRUZ buries a free, and it's now a 7-point lead for the Imus Brotherhood. 17-3 quarter by Imus in the 4th. Bulacan has only managed to score 3 points total here in this 4th frame.
But somehow, stats everywhere have almost evened out, except for points in the paint, where Imus has got 60 and just 36 para dito sa Bulacan. But this comeback really of Imus has been predicated more on rolling guys to the paint, with, for the most part, really KINT ARIAR, and of course dribble drive penetrations by guys like Mark Doligon and even Kaunan.
free throw shooting nagiging problema din ng Bulacan. They're below 50%. Kumawas is only 4 out of 9, so he has 10 points. Imus Brotherhood with a timeout. They're ahead by 5, 84-79. Three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. This was a three-point shot knocked down earlier by Rancer Serrano.
Now holding that corner three and waiting for that ball to fall into his hands. And coaches would always tell you you're most freest on the catch, and so he took it.
Last 2 minutes. Imus searching for win number 9. They've lost 7 of their last 9 games. It's been a brutal stretch para sa Imus. Bulacan getting a stop, a chance to make this a one-possession ball game.
Well, Bulacan actually has got a chance to try and snatch this one. You're only down a couple of possessions.
Sumido. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Sumido drives right. The lefty got blocked by KINT.
I felt they used too much time on that last attempt.
Foul given up by Marlon Espiritu. And the field goal shooting has gone south for Bulacan in this quarter. Only 1 out of 6. Imus, on the other hand, 8 out of 13.
And the volume of just 6 attempts for the quarter is pretty much way below than how they performed, at least in the first half. A total of 22 makes through 22 attempts rather through in one quarter. Right now you only make 6 attempts. That one's tough. Same play again.
Imus now up by 3 possessions. Espiritu drives and manages to get a whistle foul on RYUSEI KOGA.
Pretty much on that stagger weak side of the floor, they allowed Espiritu to operate on RYUSEI KOGA, giving that left side for him to attack. Eventually got fouled.
Pasok yung unang free throw ni Marlon Espiritu. Coach Terence Reyes. Two for 2 at the line for Espiritu. 86-81. Under a minute left in the fourth. Doligon, the burst of speed, blowing past Gino Humawas and scores plus a foul.
If there's one thing that's certain, nobody has stopped yung dribble penetration na yan. Ni Mark Doligon, especially going that left side of the floor. They have a top-sided for the most part, that side. And so, komportable yung puminish niya si Mark Doligon. And so why not take it?
And what a turnaround here for Imus. 16-point turnaround in the fourth. They were trailing by 7 at the end of the third. But they've managed to hold itong Bulacan to just 5 points. Or sorry, 6 points.
2 straight quarters where you scored 30 points. You follow it up with a 13-point quarter in the third. And now you've only done what, 6?
Actually, 7.
7 now, right?
CELSO with his first foul. 22.6 seconds remaining. Mark DOLIGON. 22 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. May mo ng 23 puntos. 4 out of 5 from the line. Short on the second. 90-81. Pumawas. Mid-range jumper. Knocks that one down. Baba sa 7 ang lamang. But Imus will escape here. A very important victory, Coach Mike, considering what's at stake. Bulacan in penalty. Pumawas giving up that foul.
And so that hope of getting to number 10 is still pretty much alive para dito sa Imus. And now it's their turn to watch on the sidelines in the hope that Davao, does not perform well against the San Juan Knights. And a win with Davao would, create a bit more of separation with tong team ng Imus.
JAYVEE de la CRUZ certainly has had to step up with the absence of JJ Caspe. 2 for 2 at the line. And that's gonna do it. Imus able to pull through in the fourth quarter after trailing by as many as 14 points in the first half. Down by 7, heading to the fourth. Able to steal this one against the Bulacan Kuyas.
And really just turning up, production later in the fourth quarter, especially in moments when it mattered most. And the shots were tough to make para dito sa Bulacan. At a certain point, they were 1 out of 6 from the field in the fourth quarter. You're not winning games if your production is declining, especially in the latter quarters.
Best player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Well, Mark DOLIGON, 34 minutes of action, 26 points, shooting 55% from the field, 5 out of 7 from the free throw line. He has 7 rebounds and 6 assists to go with 1 steal and 1 block.